Hey beginners, so as you can see up top, we are doing science, and what's really exciting is we are opening up our second book, which is Unit 2, Lesson 5, I believe. All right, and it's called Flowering Plants and Seeds. So we're able to learn more about what? Plants and seeds. And from our last book, what did it talk about? It talked about a lot of different things, but it was talking about how living things and non-living things, the difference between animals and plants, about microscopes. It talked about, the cell of the cell of a plant versus the cell of an animal. And it said something important. It said something, what did it say? Let me let teacher think for a minute there. It was saying how plants there's a big variety of plants, remember? There's not just one variety of plants, just like animals. Do we just have one type of dog? No, we have all different types of dogs. We have big Great Danes, and we have, squeaky Chihuahuas. We have even wolves. Do we have one type of cat? No, we have a whole bunch of different types of cats. We even have dangerous cats, just like we went to Cat Haven and got to see all these very cool creatures. So just like there's many variety of animals, there's also many variety of plants, because do we just have plants that have flowers? Are those just plants? No. We have some plants that are just all green. We have something called cactus plants, like this right here. We have plants that have flowers. We have plants that have fruit. We have plants that will give us pumpkins. Now that we're in the fall, this is a fake pumpkin, of course, but we have plants that give us food to eat. We have what else? Trees are plants, grass is a plant. Plants are all around us. So we're gonna go ahead and open up our first page, just like this. And I really like this page because it's gonna be talking about what we have done right here for our science board. So I'm really happy it works together. All right, let's actually read our verse for science. And it says, all things were made through him, and without him was not anything made that was made. John 1:3. So all things were what? Made through who? Through me? Through your aunt? Through God. All things were made through him, and nothing that was made was made. That means if God created everything in the world, but there was no such thing, if he did not create a tree, pretend God decided not to create any trees. So we had everything, we have different kinds of plants, but if we don't have trees, can man create trees? No, we only have what God created. So the part up here, it says lesson 5, parts of plants. And it says God created plants on the third day of creation. Remember that? The third day. Plants come in many different shapes and sizes. Plants have 4 parts to them. Flowers, so this part right here, just like we see right here in our picture. The second part is leaves, right here, leaves. All right, and the other part is the stem. So right here, this long green thing, even though it's attached to the leaves, it's not part of the leaves, it's the stem. So this right here. And then also the roots. So the things that go deep into the ground, the things we don't see, just like these, the roots. Those are the 4 parts of the flower. So let's say them together. All right, the flower, the leaves, the stem, and the roots. Good job. So let's read a little bit. It says plants have flowers. Flowers are important because they make seeds. Did you know that? So if you look right here in my flower, let me bring it a little bit closer to you guys. All right, so if you look closely right here at the flower, right here, where are the seeds? Do you guys know? Are the seeds right here where the yellow leaves are at of the flower? No, petals, not leaves, I'm sorry. Petals, are they right here? Or are they right here in the center where it's the dark part? That's right, the seeds are right here. And if you were to get a sunflower seed and you were to let it dry, and then once it's done drying, you can get it and you can not brush it off, but kind of put a little pressure while you brush it off, you'll see these little seeds falling. And what are those good for? For making more flowers. So if you get those seeds and you save them and then you plant them, now Can you get a certain flower and plant it anytime? Yeah, but will they grow? No, certain flowers needs to be planted in a certain time. So if you plant, I think, you know, a sunflower, I think in the middle of winter, I don't think they'll grow. They have, I think, 2 seasons when they grow. So you save those seeds and you make sure it's the time that they are able to grow, and then you plant them and it'll create what? More flowers. So seeds are very important. So what the flower is a very important part of the plant because it produces more seeds. Now the second part says, plants have leaves. Leaves help the plant turn sunlight into food. So remember we learned about what? The plant eats what? Does the plant eat meat? Will the plant, beautiful flower, just be sitting there and then one day someone's walking by and the plant just open up and eat the person? No, that'd be pretty creepy. All right, the plant, what? He eats the sunlight. Now, where did it say he eats the sunlight? From the flower, from the stem, from the roots, from the leaves. That makes a lot of sense because when you see leaves on a plant like right here, are the leaves always closed up like this? Are they always, no what? They're opened up. They're letting the sun hit it. So that way it can what? Suck up the sunlight and create food. All right, so after that it says down here, plants also have stems. The stems help the plant to stand up. Stems give the plant its shape. Stems also move the water and food from one part of the plant to another. So what's that? Now we're talking about the stem. So what's the stem important for? Well, let's see. If you get your hand and you put it back here, put it at your head, then move it down your neck, and then move it a little more on your back, and in the middle of your back, you have these little bumps that go all the way down your back. That's called your spine. Your spine helps you what? Stand up straight. It helps you, because if you didn't have a spine, what would happen? You'd probably flop to the side. If the flower didn't have a stem, what would happen? He'd probably flop over to the side. So the stem what? It helps it keep its shape. It helps it stand up nice and tall so it can get all that sunlight. And what else does it do? It helps move the food, it helps move the water and the food to several parts of the plant. So let's see, if the rain is falling and the rain hits the flower and it enters the flower, is it just gonna sit there? No, the stem is gonna help the water go all the way down to the roots. Or if this, the water falls on the ground and the roots suck it up, it's gonna help it travel to all the different places. When the sun hits the leaves to make food, is the food just gonna sit in the leaves? No, it's gonna use the stem to travel up and down the flower so the flower can eat and he can be happy. So it says roots that hold, plants have roots that hold them up in the ground. Roots suck up the water and food from the ground to help the plant grow. So we're talking about what? Roots now. These are these little guys down here. What would to happen if I have a flower? Okay, this is my ground, okay? And this is my flower. Oh, one moment. I'll use the beautiful flower pen Aiden gave me last year, okay? So pretend this is the ground, this is the dirt. All right, and this is the flower. And he had what? No roots. He didn't have any of these guys down here. What would happen if even a little bit of wind came by? The wind blows. Your flower would fall over. He wouldn't be able to what? Stand up. Even though the stem helps him stand up, what would happen? He has no roots to hold his ground. So what does he need? He needs the roots to what? Hold his ground. So let's try this again. The stem, the flower's right here, it has his back. It has roots now. See how it's coming down here? See the roots down here? So let's see what happens if the wind blows it. He moves a little bit. Let's see. He moves a little to the other side, but what happens? He stays put. He cannot fall. Why? Because the roots hold his place. So that's why roots are very important. That's why, let's see, if any of you have a mommy or a daddy that likes to plant or move plants from one place to another, do they pull it from the flower and just have the flower to plant? No. Do they pull it by the stem and then plant them? No. They carefully dig in the dirt and pull out the whole what? The whole plant, including the roots. Because if it didn't have its roots, it probably wouldn't grow in a new place, right? That's why when, let's see, maybe your daddy buys your mommy beautiful flowers. Well, the flowers, they stay pretty for the first day. They stay beautiful for the first week. But how about a month? Or how about 2 months? How about a whole year? Do those flowers that your daddy bought your mom, do they stay beautiful forever? No, because they don't have their roots anymore. Their roots were taken away. All right, we're almost done. Let's see. Can you name the 4 parts of the plant? So let's see, what were the 4 parts? What were the 4 parts? All right, so looking up here, what was the first part? The flower, right here. Second part, the leaves. Third part, the stem. All right, and the last part was what? The roots. They go down in all different directions into the ground to hold its place. Let me move it right there. Okay, so next question is, can you name the 4, oh wait, we just did that first question. All right, next question is, tell me about your favorite plant. So what's your favorite plant? That's a good question. I'm not sure what my favorite plant is. I like flowers, but I also really like trees. I think I have a tie between trees and flowers. I can't choose what my favorite plant is. But what's your favorite plant? If you have a hard time thinking of one right now, you can go ahead and pause the video and think extra really hard. And when you come up with your answer, let someone in your family know what your favorite plant is. Go say, hey mommy, did you know my favorite plant ever is a tree? All right, tell them what your favorite plant is. All right, and then your next question is, your last one, why is that your favorite plant? So let's say, between trees and flowers, I think I really like trees right now. Just because we just entered into fall earlier this week, and what? The trees are gonna do something magical. They're gonna start changing color, and I love that. So why is that my favorite? Because I love the way the trees look when you have different splashes of color in them right before they fall. So that's why those are my favorite type of plants. All right, now on your page right here, it says flowering plants color sheets, label the 4 different parts of plants, color the roots brown. Mine are very light brown. You can do yours dark brown. If you look at this picture right here, they're kind of light, but they have a lot of dirt on them. So you can do them dark brown or light brown. So where are the roots? Down here. So right here, you're gonna write roots, all right? And then you're gonna color this part brown. Now, how much of it are you gonna color brown? Are you gonna keep going until you get to the stem, the leaf? No, you're gonna keep going until right to the dirt. Right where the dirt starts, that's when you stop coloring it brown. All right, then it says color the stem and the leaves what? Green. So right here where the dirt stops or starts, we're gonna go all of this green, all of this green, all of that green, all of that green, all the way right here, all of this green. And what is this right here? The stem, because it's pointing at the stick part. And right here, it's pointing at the what? Leaves. So we're gonna write leaves right there. If you're group A, that should already be written for you. Go ahead and trace it in your best handwriting. Take your time. If you're group B, you can go ahead and turn it to the other page or open up your page. That's probably better. And you can write flowers, leaves, stems, roots. All right. And so the last part says color the flower red. Now it says color the flower red, but I love to give you guys a little space to do something that you like. So if your favorite color is purple, just like this plant right over here, you can do it purple. If your favorite flower is yellow, you can make yours yellow. If you want to do red or pink, go for it. I'll give you guys a little more room and option there. All right, so right here, you're gonna write flower and do that a color of your choice. And so that's it for today. Do you guys like science? Because I love science. I don't know about y'all, but that is it for today's science. I will see you next week as we learn more about what? Plants. Great job.